What's up, Marvel fam, X fam? So I wanted to just make this video to get like a shorter video, to make like it's like a guide in a sense, but more for how to rank up in Marvel Rivals. So a lot of people are struggling to rank up, and I mean it's been a long time since Overwatch and Paladins, and I guess multitudes of like hero-like games came out, even like MOBAs like League of Legends and more. I'm gonna just let you guys know straight. Like this is like, gonna be 3 things I think that are like very important to ranking up. Don't be a one trick. Number 1, it's hard. If you want to at least main the role, that is fine. If you guys stick to one trick Wolverine, one trick Winter Soldier, I'm only gonna play Venom, I'm only gonna play Scarlet Witch, I'm only gonna play Spider-Man, and this is like a little bit more so to the characters that are really hard, like one tricking Spider-Man or Wolverine or Black Panther, Magic. Those characters are not good on every single map in the game, or with every comp in the game, right? If you don't have a team that can go in with you as Iron Fist, Black Panther, Wolverine, whatever, you won't really get the fullness out of your character, right? If you have healers like Adam Warlock, who maybe already uses heals on the tanks, and the only thing left he has is like a soul bond, he's not really like a healer that's meant to play with a dive character, right? You could play him with dive comp, but the only reason he's good at dive comp is because of Mantis. Adam Warlock Mantis or Adam Warlock Cloak and Dagger are really good when you have a dive comp, and the other healer can support all of them, while Adam Warlock is focusing on doing damage and keeping the tanks alive and popping soul bond when they're about to dive, right? To dive you back or do big damage to you back. So if you don't have that type of comp, you can't use those characters. If you're playing Squirrel Girl and you're one trick Squirrel Girl, right? I would try and like, usually when I'm learning a character, I go into ranked and I just have that mentality. I'm just gonna try to pick Squirrel Girl as much as possible so I can learn this character in as many situations, as many maps as possible, and then, unless it makes no sense, I have no tank and we have no healer, and I have to pick the tanker healer, right? And that's gonna, and then that way, you're going against an Iron Man, and you just can't hit them, and they're going against like Iron Man Storm. You're just not gonna hit anybody, right? And I'm gonna take that one thing where it's like a tank and a healer thing into the next category, where it's number 2, where it's you might have to fill a role whether you like it or not. If you have like 5 DPS mains on one team and they're not switching, you might have to start the switch train, right? Maybe you have somebody who went to healer, right? They're willing to be healer, or they're healer main. You have to be the one to either go to healer or tank. You can survive with 1-3-2, right? These are the comps. 1-3-2 is one Vanguard, one Vanguard, one duelist, one strategist, or one Vanguard, 3 duelists, 2 strategists. You could do 3 Vanguards, 1 duelist, 2 strategists. You could do 3 strategists even, 1 duelist, 2 vanguards, or 2 duelists and 1 vanguard. 1 vanguard does work really well with three healers, and having the 1 tank makes it so they don't have to focus as much heals on that 1 tank, and 1 healer can do a little more, focus more damage, right? So, or 1 strategist. They all heal. So until they make it's hard to not say healer because they all heal right now. I think there's in the future they said they're probably gonna make more strategists that might not only like heal, but they're like buffers and debuffers and they don't heal at all. Who knows? But yeah, for now it's like you could go like Loki, Jeff Landstar, Cloak and Dagger, and be like the DPS healer in that triple healer scenario. Whatever. If you're a DPS player, hey man, like you could do that, right? There's like that's why it's like there's such a multitude of things you could do. Where it's like, you don't only have to be a DPS one trick that literally just locks in Iron Man every single game, whether you like it or not, and you have 5 DPS and you're getting rolled, and then you're blaming your teammates for not switching. If you want to rank up, you be the one to man up in that moment and switch. Whether you like it or not, you might have 80% of your games as duelist, and the 20% of your games is something else because you just had to switch. But if you switch more, you're going to end up in Plat, Diamond, Grandmaster, whatever. If you're willing to switch, if you get good at that role, if you at least have 1 fill role that you get good at, I don't think you need to learn healer and Vanguard. It's kind of hard to learn all 3 roles. I know all 3 roles because I've been playing hero shooters forever, so I could play all of them at like a high level, right? I'm the DPS for my current team, but I played a tank in hero shooters competitively and at LANs for years, and I played tank in the first alpha and the second beta, or in the beta, but then I also swapped the DPS, and I was able to play that for the team. When push came to shove, our DPS player couldn't be there. I had to pull up to the plate, right? But I wouldn't be able to do that if I wasn't willing to just stop being a tank man, right? And then I realized, hey, DPSing is fun in this game, right? I didn't really like it as much in Overwatch, and then I liked it a lot in Paladins, but I'd like always play tank. I wouldn't have figured out it's fun if I didn't even try to switch. If I just went, you know what? Nah, you find a sub. We're gonna find a DPS sub last minute. We couldn't even do that. Also, I started learning strategist. I hate healer in all games, but this game, I love healer. I think healing's super fun. Jeff the Landshark, Cloak and Dagger, Lunastone Mantis. I'm really good at all of them. Even Rocket Raccoon. I love them. Loki's a little too hard for me. And Adam Warlock I can do, but he's just like, I think Adam Warlock's a little too hard, even though his heals are easy. It's such long cooldowns. Like, he has such a strict heal set that it's like pretty much, I don't know, it's just really hard. And it also depends on your other healer. Like, if you're playing Adam Warlock with like Rocket Raccoon, you're probably getting destroyed, bro. The only way you don't get destroyed with that comp is if your Punisher player is literally like aimbot. So it's like playing Adam Warlock in certain team comps is really hard. So, but I stick to the easier healers: Cloak and Dagger, Jeff Landshark, or Lunastone Mantis. Easy. That's it. Rocket Raccoon's easy too. Easy. You know, I know exactly what I'm doing with them. I know the little tips and tricks on them. I know Rocket Raccoon. You shoot at their feet, boom, and it sticks to you shoot at the ground towards their feet, and it stays and heals them for longer, and then shoots off. So I know all the weird tips and tricks I learned from all my boys I play healer, and so now I can go to any role in rank and do that role really well. Also, third thing, please watch your VODs over. Right? You can go in the game. They made it easier in this game. They go in the game. You go, okay, how did I lose this game? Right? I have a lot of deaths, right? But if you watch this back, this one was annoying because if you watch it back, it's like, oh, this guy he was like tanking at the start, even though he wanted to play this character. So he picked this character to start. Then we have like a billion DPS on our team. I was wanting to DPS. This guy wanted to DPS, or I wanted DPS. I was just learning Score Girl. There's only 2 DPS locked at the start. It was me and one guy. I think it was me and this guy. And then this guy was like, you know what, screw that. I'm playing DPS. I think this guy was like, oh, this guy wanted to tank. So it was like us 3. But single tank on this map, on the Hell's Heaven map, does not work, bro. They went double tank right away and destroyed us. You cannot do that, bro. Right? So you gotta think, okay, do I want to lose? Or do I want to just get like a win? I could have chosen tank. But then somebody else swapped, so I was like, okay, let me see. Oh, he swapped. Then he swapped off. What I should have done in this situation is just said, you know what, bite the bullet, even though I really need to learn Squirrel Girl. And the more I don't pick Squirrel Girl in ranked on a lot of these maps, how am I ever going to learn her? There's literally no point. Like, I never can learn a character. But I have to bite the bullet if I want to rank up, and I want to rank up. So you could hit the spectate button, you could watch the game back, and there's so many different options. And then you can even share the spectate. You can go right here, replay ID, and share the spectate, and go watch the game back with your friends. You can share with friends. Go to somebody, click share, and watch together in VOD review. Have somebody as an outside look on it too, tell you what's going on until you can like kind of look at your own gameplay and like, criticize your own gameplay. Okay, my positioning here is terrible. Okay, blah blah blah. Even though I have insane stats here, what else could I have done? I had 43 kills, 19 deaths. Okay, 19 deaths. Could have died a little bit less. Probably was dying in situations I didn't need to die in. Maybe I was losing 1v1s I didn't need to lose. They had 2 melees. That's why I picked Storm, and I still was dying to them. That's probably like, hey, maybe my positioning was bad. You know, that's on me. Even though maybe my team in that game wasn't doing good, who cares? You know, it's just like, even like, and then also a fourth extra thing on that, a slight little extra tidbit for y'all. I learned when I was learning, I paid for coaching League because, you know, League was like a game I always played since like alpha, but I'd never really been, like the highest I've ever gotten was like, I think low diamond or highest plat. I can't remember, but I got that from coaching. I paid for coaching. When I first started, I didn't want to learn shit. I didn't want to learn from nobody, even though I had diamond players, like master players, like a challenge player even tell me how to try to teach me how to play. He was like a friend in a friend group. And he was older. He's an older dude when I was like a young kid, and he like knew he was like a friend of one of the people. And he was like, "Man, I see it. Like you're learning things, but you don't like you keep doing dumb stuff." And he tried to teach me. I didn't want to learn, right? But when I finally learned, I got really good. at league because of the coaching, and I had my experience in hero shooters already, and I was like at like competitive level. So I was like, okay, let me put both mindsets together. He even though I was do crazy in games, like going like 20 and zeros, trundle and like losing, right? The guy would tell me, hey, it's okay when you lose that, and don't always look at it like it's your fault, because sometimes it really is just you just lose. Like sometimes it's just like your team is terrible. There's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes they just feed, do no healing. They're terrible players, right? Sometimes it just happens. It's okay. You have to move on, because the more you'll tilt about it, either hard tilt because of your teammates and you can't let it go, or you hard tilt about yourself and make yourself play worse, thinking, man, I just suck, or I just didn't do good enough. I need to be perfect. And there's a fine line where, man, you just played out of your mind. You're hitting majority of your shots. Not everyone's gonna be. You're not gonna be 80% accurate. I don't care. I don't care what pro player you watch, bro. You watch Sinatra. That motherfucker is not hitting all of his shots. So you gotta like not look at it like he's hitting a large majority. He has a high percentage, but he's not always perfect every single game, especially every single game he plays. If he plays for 10 hours straight, for like 3 of those hours, maybe he just plays terrible out of those 10 hours. And he doesn't even notice it, maybe. Or maybe he does. He just silently notices, like most good players. He just silently notices it. Probably says in his head, like, dang, I messed up there. I missed that shot there. I died for no reason there. I shouldn't have pushed that. I should have held this angle. I shouldn't have, you know. And they, like, notice that, and they're not going to say it out loud, you know. Or they do, and they're really good at, like, communicating it so it's good for the stream and something. But, yeah, it's like, don't hang on that loss too hard. Don't let people bring you down too hard. Learn to change your roll up, right? If need be. If you need to play tank, play tank. If you do not need to play tank and you could actually play your role. But if you play your role, you better play it really well. Learn at least one extra role. If you're a DPS main, learn healer or tank. One or the other. You don't have to literally be the jack of all trades. Jack of all trades are usually never good, right? Just because you could play every role doesn't mean you're going to be the GOAT now, even in your main role, because you're trying to learn everything. Right? If that's your thing and you want to just have fun in the game, or you're willing to just be like a diamond player that's good at everything and that's just what you are, hey, go for it, man. But you're never going to be #1 in the game, or you're not going to rank up fast enough if you're just trying to do literally every single role in the game, right? Like, let's say, where is it? Xraypc. I don't think he's going to show his profile at all. Oh, he does. Probably not his matches, yeah. But like, let's look at his character pool. Moon Knight, Iron Man, Hela, projectile, explosive blast projectile that bounces off between people, but it's, you know, it's just like kind of like, he's not really like a 1v1 either, but you can 1v1. Hela, 1v1 hit scan DPS, melee DPS, which he played that a lot in the actual second beta, like a lot. Like he pretty much his main two was just these two, but now he's learning Hela. Now he's learning Moon Knight. I don't think it shows your custom game picks, because all they do is right now is play custom games. So, yeah, you don't really see their custom game picks. But he's learning like a bunch of characters, right? He's not like trying to just pigeonhole himself into just being an Iron Man player that could play Hela. Then they ban Iron Man, and then they just know how to beat Hela, right? They have a team comp that could beat it. That's when you would just lose, because, you know. And then when in ranked, I'll just say this final thing. Note when you guys hit diamond, if you're a known one trick, if somebody could look at your profile, even if you hide it and you play enough games with people, and all you do is play Hela, which is the most obvious one that other than Hawkeye that people one trick, they will just ban it and you're screwed, bro. I'm sorry, you'll be a bad. There's no saves in online ranked. Only in the team play competitive. There's like a ban, a save, and a ban. You do not get saves in ranked. It's just 2 bans per team. You will be banned out and you will die. You will lose rank. You will get hated on by the community. People will literally not want to play with you at all. They'll see you in your games and then they'll rage quit, the good players, or they'll like report you every game. You might even get banned because they actually want to take offense to that in this game, like in the devs. They don't want people just throwing games. So just know, boom, future reference. And yeah, hope you guys liked the video. I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to get too long-winded on something that shouldn't be long. To me, this is like obvious stuff, but I know there's a lot of people who ask me this stuff, so I'm gonna make this video on that. Hope you guys like that. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. put notifications on so you can see future videos. And have a good day. I hope you guys get the ranks that you deserve.